Let's start without any suggestions. Now we're going to revisit one of the main topics of this channel, what girls actually find attractive. We'll go over all the main points, we'll understand how female psychology works, and I'll give you a clear plan on how to increase your skill in times to communicate with girls. As always, this will be a short and useful guide without water. Let's go. And let's start with the fact that the very request to like a particular girl is not the best tactic. You have to realize that a girl wants to see value in you. She doesn't need you to just show up and lay all your cards out. I'm all yours. Do whatever you want with me. It's the opposite. She wants you to choose her. Look, there's a fundamental difference between choosing yourself and being chosen. Think about it. Who would you rather hang out with, an idol or a fan? I think the answer is obvious. So the first thing you need to do is to get into the position of choosing. It's not the girl deciding if she wants to be with you, it's you pondering if she's good enough for you to choose her. I know it sounds complicated, but trust me, you can get there. When you're confident in yourself, you know you're real. For any girl, you radiate that with your whole look. That's the key aspect of success with girls, that inner confidence. But you and I both know that confidence doesn't just appear on its own. To feel like the guy who can take anyone, you need to be that guy. And here's how you do that, your looks. I'm not going to rant for the 100th time about how looks matter. I'm just going to say that being beautiful is easier than you think. Get your clothes in order. Soup some cool outfits that you can mix and match. Match your perfume to your vibe, and make sure you keep up with the frequency of your hair. That's it. It won't take you much time or money, but it will drastically change the way you feel about yourself. If you like yourself, everyone around you will like you. Next, you need to increase your testosterone. And yes, this topic is now heavily vilified by horo info courses and dubious coaches, but it's actually important. A man with low testosterone can't show the qualities that girls will like and that he himself will feel confident with. I'm going to make you happy because to increase testosterone, you don't have to use GST, different drugs or gels. In 90% of people, all the problems with the test side will be solved simply by the adjustment of sleep and the introduction of regular physical activity. 3 workouts a week and lifting at the same time. That's what you need. I would also suggest practicing abstinence for 5-7 days. Longer than 7 is no longer worth it, but trust me, after even 5 days, you'll look at girls differently. Trust me. And now that you've got your looks and your hormones in order, it's time to get real action. So the next point is live meetings. Look, girls are attracted to your independence from the outcome of the date. When you're just having a great time with them and enjoying yourself, it's really hard to come to that kind of healthy indifference right off the bat. So you need to create abundance. If you bet on one girl, your dependence on the result and your fear of making a mistake will be much higher. Now imagine that you have 5 or 10 girls that you're socializing with in parallel. It's not so scary to make a mistake anymore, is it? So in the interest of gaining experience, I encourage you to have a lot of dialogues with different girls that you're attracted to. That way you don't have to focus all your attention on one. And most importantly, you get that choice function. After all, if you have 5 candidates, you really start to think about which one suits you better. Realize that guys tolerate a bad attitude towards themselves, ignoring or neglect from a girl because they just cannot switch and leave. And it often looks pathetic. Whereas you get to compare which girl is more interested, how she behaves with you, and therefore choose only the best for yourself. That is the healthy self-esteem of a man. And finally, let's touch on the topic of status and money. Here many are convinced that without money they simply have no chance to get a beautiful girl. But in fact, no matter how you are not successful and rich, if you flock to the girl and become for her as convenient and predictable, she will quickly lose interest. Yes, a guy with good money and status has a higher chance at the start, but that doesn't work at all in the long run. And if you put a nerd with money and just a charismatic guy, the second one will always win in the distance. And yes, money is good. You can do all the same things now and then you'll earn good money, but no one will take your charisma away from you. Bro, once again, looks, high testosterone, an abundance of choices, and at least a minimal supply of money. And literally in 6 months, you will turn into a machine for seducing girls. Yeah, you're gonna mess up a lot at first, but everybody goes through it, so it's normal. Good luck to you, bro.